Thanks for sitting down with me. We're here in South Marston, home of Swindon Supermarine, now the Imagine Cruising Stadium. I'm so used to calling it the Webswood. For years, it was the Webswood. New gaffer, Bobby Wilkinson, here to chat with us. Bobby, thank you so much, gaffer.
No problem. It's a pleasure. Lovely to see.
Because we haven't had the chance to speak to you, so let's start with how you're settling in at Supermarine.
Yeah, settled in quite well. It's been a challenging time to build a brand new squad, but one that I thrived on and one I've really enjoyed. It's been a pleasure working hard for this chairman and this football club, but a lot of credit goes to my management team and my players for sacrificing a lot of work in pre-season to make sure we're ready and organised and very fit at the moment, what I'm pleased about. So, yeah, it's been challenging at times, but really enjoyable.
Let's chat for a moment about that squad, because you've made a lot of signings. There's been a few re-signings with the squad and some new boys, some new faces for the fans as well. What do you make of the players, of the business that's been done by the club? Because you've been well supported by Jez, the chairman here. So what do you think of some of the players that have been brought in? Because you had two debutants in the squad, both scoring goals on the opening day as well.
Yeah, Jez has been fantastic. We've got a budget. Our budget's been cut by quite a lot compared to over the years. And when he told me that in my first meeting, I accepted that because they got relegation. So I knew a little bit that was going to be another challenge to get a good set of players, and the players that you want might demand a little bit more money and stuff like that. So we had to go for a calibre of player that we could afford, and one that would come and wear the badge of pride and work hard for the football club. And whatever I've asked for, the chairman's always supported me, but I have to support him with the budget as well and know our limits and what we can. He's already said to me if we need some help with anything, he would help us. So in that sense of it, he's been fantastic to work with.
Obviously, you mentioned it, relegation last season under Stuart Fleetwood, unfortunately. But when that happens, we've seen it across the league pyramid. There seems to be like a dipped head, shrugged shoulders of the players that remain. What was the mentality coming in? Were you surprised by the kind of nature of the players? Were they down, or were they kind of, no, we've got to fight, we're ready to go?
No, the whole club, for me personally, it hit rock bottom. You could sense it even when you spoke to people. There was a lot of negativity around, the football club, and rightly so. They were all down, they're all disappointed because it's such a brilliant football club. We've got National League, League One, League Two facilities here, as everyone knows, which is just incredible. So my job was not to just get it right on the pitch, is to get it right off as well. And you have to build from the bottom. Like I always said in the past, we're a sinking ship, and I'm just trying to float us back up before we start rowing. And at the moment, I'm just getting us up to the top of the surface, but a long way to go, a lot more hard work to do. But I'm changing the mindset. I'm changing that negativity into being positive, because everyone knows I'm a positive manager. I've enjoyed working with everyone at the football club. Yes, I've had to be harsh at times and be very open and honest, because I don't want that negativity around me, because I haven't got time for that. And when you've got such a young group that you're trying to balance, they don't want to be hearing that neither. So that's why I make wholesale changes in the summer, because I just felt if you go with last year's group or the year before, because I felt it was stale, and you started going wrong, everyone would look at you and go, well, why didn't you make new changes? So what we decided as a group and myself overnight is, let's wipe slate clean and start from the bottom. So what we've done in 6 weeks here has been quite incredible.
What pressure have you faced? Because you've mentioned like the sweeping change and the club not being in the greatest of spirits. What pressure when you came in? What have you felt so far? 2 games into the season as well with the supporters. What are they expecting from you? What pressure have you felt?
Well, I put pressure on myself every time. I said that to someone the other day. I miss that pressure even higher up. I miss the abuse that people give me when they think we're not doing it right. You do miss that pressure. One thing I've noted here is you put yourself under pressure. You put these players under pressure, because can they handle this situation? Because we're such a big football club, everyone might have thought we was going to throw money at it to go straight back up. But what I liked about the challenge, it was a project. It didn't have to be done overnight, because if you wanted to do it overnight, you could have just thrown loads more money at it and signed, step 2, step 1, step top of 3 players. But we didn't. We wanted to go down a project. So that's the challenge that we face, that we have to do right now.
The chairman has confirmed he's stepping down as chairman. He'll always be associated with Supermarine, of course, but he's just been a massive part of this club for 13, nearly 14 years now. What pressure are you putting on the players to deliver for Jez in his final season as chairman?
Wherever we go at football clubs, you have to adapt to what you've got, the players you've got. And what we've realised here, we're not the most powerful side out there, but what we are is the most entertaining. We've got some little whippets here and quick, fast people. So I dedicated that game to him last week because I see him smiling and he was proud what we were doing. And that's all I wanted to do, is make him proud and see what we'd built in 6 weeks. And I think he's been a little bit shocked what we've done, because whatever people want to say, wherever we've been over the years, apart from one of my old clubs, we've succeeded wherever we've gone. And when people have given me a project, we've always hit that target. We've hit all the promotions we've gone for. Of course, you always want a little bit more, but I have my own personal target this year, but that will be keeping to myself. But for my players and that, it's one game at a time and challenge themselves to be better every week.
You mentioned pass the move. Is it that more pass the ball round and try and get the ball forward by pressing, or is it a more kind of route one style-y?
Yeah. We've never played route one. What we want to do, play out from the back. Can we play? Like, we've been working on lots of shape. You can see it's been working. That's why we're scoring so many goals in pre-season. It depends what players you've got. Like, you have to adapt to what you got. So what we decided here, like, we brought in quite a few Swindon players. So they play football. Like when we played Swindon here, first team, and then played Swindon under 18s plus the first teamers, they want to see the way we play football. So we've ended up bringing 4 of their players in because of the way we play football. So what we wanted to do is entertain and look at the pitch. You got Wembley, haven't you? You know, when we're at Hungerford, we went a lot more direct because the pitch, you couldn't play football on the pitch. So, you know, sometimes you could be branded with this, oh, is he going long, is he going short? Depends where you are. You have to adapt to wherever you are. You know, when I was at Hemel, you know, it was like concrete every week on that AstroTurf, and you couldn't play a lot, you know. But then it depends what the chairmans want, you know. At Bracknell, I found out right at the end he wanted to play like Warren Herschel. Well, just ask us to play like that then, and we'll play like that if that's what you want to do. I find things like that, you know, but it's always people from the outside. But inside, if you want to sit down, there's a certain way they do here. They have a certain style, and you want to honour that. So that's what we've ended up doing, which has been quite incredible, but really enjoyable as well, to be coaching them and helping them as well to develop onto their next journey after us.
Somebody else wants to describe that pitch as a carpet.
It's enjoyable to manage it because of it. It is a carpet, and the groundsman and the ground staff all deserve that credit.
Oh, it's a fabulous pitch, isn't it? A great opening day against Exmouth. By the law of weirdness, you're playing them again in the FA Trophy away at the beginning of next month. 4-2 win, really good performance. I've already mentioned that.
Yeah.
2 debutants scored there. Midweek didn't go to plan. 31st minute goal conceded. But after that, it sounds like you, I mean, to make it an understatement, threw everything by the kitchen sink at them.
Yeah, it was 2 different games. Here, we were absolutely outstanding. And then you most probably read my notes after. I keep things quite low key now. I don't really do interviews anymore because people always want to shoot you down in interviews. That's the way social media's gone over the last few years. Whatever you say, you're never right, you're never wrong. So what I do is I just try and play it down now. On Tuesday, we turned up, we've forgotten 3 lots of equipment. 1 or 2 players got caught in a traffic jam. My standards will never change, you know, leave earlier and make sure you double check everything. But everyone makes mistakes, it's no problems, but it gives players excuses in this day and age, the way people have changed like that. And first half, we went out and we were terrible. Let's not beat around the bush. Let's not lie about it. But I've gone in, said a few home truths, wanted to challenge them. Could they now turn it around? And God, didn't we throw the kitchen sink? We should have won 5-1, shouldn't we? Should have won 5-6-1. And I'll be brutally honest with you, Dan, if we were still here now playing, we wouldn't have scored. Because when you have 3 or 4 cleared off the line, the post, the 2 that went just wide, give them credit. They fought hard all night to get a 0-0 or a 1-0 because they scored, which was a sloppy goal. So let's give them credit. But we learned a lot that night. And I did say this to the chairman, first 6 weeks is going to be learning, understanding, can they adapt to away games? And can they adapt to the pressure of being 1-0 down? So, and now we go to another team, Alton, who I went to watch last Tuesday in the FA Cup, Land of the Giants. So they're going to be fancy it. Another pitch that isn't great on AstroTurf, but that's another challenge for these youngsters.
You mentioned the next game. Alton have already won in the FA Cup by 5-0. 2 wins from their first 3 matches in the league, in the Combined Counties League. They are a step below Supermarine. What are you expecting? What kind of challenge? You talked about the AstroTurf pitch as well.
Yeah. we're definitely under a challenge because they've been together 2 years. This is where everyone does have that little bit of advantage. I don't look at the steps. I look at the squad. So I travelled out there last Tuesday to watch them against Camberley. They beat Camberley 2-0, and I was really impressed. You could see they've been together a couple of years. You could see that the managers got them fit, and they were quite powerful. Played some very good, attractive football at times. Knew when to go long at times. So they played the pitch and the conditions really well. So first 15 minutes away from home, it's going to be tricky, but that's another challenge that we have to challenge our youngsters to go and do. And we're prepared. We're training hard tonight again. We're working hard, watch the videos on them and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm pleased where we are. We're in a good place. And then I can really see where we are at 5:30.
The question that I had in my head, which was about the magic of the FA Cup, because we always hear from the top clubs, oh, it's an inconvenience. There are too many games. What does it mean to the players to be a part of this preliminary qualifying round for the FA Cup before the first qualifying round?
The FA Cup is still special. I said to my chairman last week, I see a lot of managers that rest players even now. Why would you need a rest? We just had 3 months off. I made the first round 2 years ago, didn't I, with Weymouth, and we played Wimbledon at home, and then we got a draw and went to Wimbledon, which that little journey, and I think we made £90,000. I paid all the debts for Weymouth, so that was some achievement for us then. And I absolutely love the FA Cup. When Bracknell made the first round against Ipswich, everyone speaks about that. I won the first 2 rounds of that, and it was my team that got them to the first round. So I know how to build teams to get you there. Hungry, desire, wanting to play. But this will be a challenge now because of we are so new. Basically 18 out of the 20 man squad are brand new. But let me tell you something now, we'll be going to try and win because I want to get in the next round, because you never know who you can get. You'd love to get a home tie in the next round, and if you get a bit of luck, what I always say in the FA Cup, give yourself that chance. All you want is a 50-50. Now Alton and ourselves have a 50-50 game of winning, so already we've got a chance of winning. So that's all I want to do. And guess what, you can win a bit of money for the club and the chairman, and that might only be a little bit, but it will still help. So as a manager, you have to do that and respect the chairman, respect the club, and respect the competition as well.
Just under 1.5k, and for the winner's purse is £1,444.
Yeah.
So there you go.
1,444. Yeah, which is massive for a chairman for a one-off game, which is important. Like, even though my chairman is brilliant with his money and what he's done with this football club, if I could give something back to him on Saturday, that would be a dream come true. And then I'll knock on his door and ask for some more money for the players. Yeah, no, not for me.
Finally, then, obviously you played midweek. Your opponents, Alton, didn't. You did mention why would I rotate the squad, but are you looking at tired legs given Tuesday's game?
No, we're not tired. That's all mentally. That's no excuses. We're going full strength. We will be going full pelt. We want to win this game of football for ourselves, our club, and our chairman, and we will be going full pelt. We will go and challenge Alton, and hopefully we can do well on the day.
I wish you the best of luck in that FA Cup tie. Good luck. Thank you very much, Bobby Wilkinson.
Thanks,
Gaffer at Supermarine. Thank you very much.